There used to be a river that flowed in lazy rove between the big scrub country and the first orange groves. Ageless cypress, draped in moss, crowded its wide flood plain, and the snakes and birds made homes beneath the cycled sun and rain. The ancient ones carved log canoes and pulled them far upstream, and narrow steamboats followed through haunts of panthers, gar, and bream. Yet the land remained a wilderness, specked with farms and springs, where pioneers and travelers sought isolated things. For centuries men had dreamt of a great cross-state canal, and with the age of steam and oil, the clever reasoned how they could dredge the stream to make a ditch and block it with a dam, to flood the swamp and form a lake where once the turtles swam. The lake would be a reservoir to feed the locks below, but to clear the land for pool and barge the cypress had to go. So some engineers set out to devise a great machine that could smash its way across the plain and scrape the forest clean. The thing they built had engines, tracks, and a bar to push down trees, which it would then roll over with the tracks, easy as you please. 300 tons, 50 feet long, 8 yards across the beam. It was bigger than any tank in Hitler's dreams. They called it the Crusher Crawler, Big Charlie, Paul Bunyan's bull. It floated to the land to wreck, as it was too big to pull. They towed the crusher deep into the Ocklawaha murk, and on an April morning it began its dreadful work. It was sold as having the power to crush half an acre per hour, but the first hour it crushed 5, 9 times better than described. The greatest trees were pressed into the muck. The engineers could not believe their luck. In months the crusher solved the problem of the wild, and left the miles of forest leveled and defiled. But no sooner had the lake been filled, than up came the trees that had been killed. Like zombies rising from their tombs, they refused to give the barges room. The morass of snags hung waiting, helmsmen learned. With endless toil, the logs were dragged out and burned. The crusher sat unused, now despised by all, and the summer of the giant edged into fall. Some say the Crusher Crawler was sent to Nam and, single-handed, beat back the Viet Cong. But I suspect that this is merely local lore, and that the iron beast never left the shores of Florida, where the great canal was also at its last. The days of brazen ripping at the land were past. Crusher Crawler became a byword for excess. Now subtler fiends, bulldozer and crane, spoil with more finesse. Of course, that is the thanks one gets for turning ancient forests into splint. The crusher was not even displayed with the honor granted some colossal armored trophy seized in war. Like most things in Florida, the fate of the beast depended on extracting a profit at the least, and so it was broken up at a wrecking yard for scrap. We have but photos and the watery scar to fill the gap.